Well, hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man, and today we are going vintage to the year 1984. This plays 2 to 4 players by Milton Bradley. It is called Bargain Hunter. Now in this game, what you're doing is you're running around the mall trying to fulfill your shopping list. If you are the first person to complete your shopping list with no debt, you are the winner. So let's head on over, like we always love to do here on this channel. Head on over to the Gamers Table, where I'm going to show you how to play Bargain Hunter. Alright, here we are at the gaming table with Bargain Hunter. Let's check it out. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Here is the board, and the board has a mall on it, and that's what you're trying to do in this game, is you're going all the different stores, trying to purchase items on your shopping list and whatnot. So there's the board. It also comes with 4 cards for each store. So you have 2 furniture stores, one green, one blue. You have 2 department stores, purple and green, and then you have 1 pet shop store over here. You also have your bargain finder cards, your event cards. Got your 4 playing pieces and the 4 plastic cards that correspond to the color that you have on your color there. You also have your instruction booklet. You also have the infamous Milton Bradley money, which always pretty much looks the same in all their games, which is actually pretty cool. You actually have your shopping lists, and this is the list that you're trying to shop for while you're in the mall. As you can see, they come in like a little pad here, and they're double-sided. All you do is you cut one in half, just like this. And this is what you would use for the game. Of course, I would probably like to get a few of these laminated. That way you can use these over and over again. But this is how it looks right here. Okay. And then also you have the infamous credit card machine right here. Here we go. It doubles as a spinner for movement on the board. And then you also have the old school slider. When's the last time you saw a slider? Where you put your card in there, you slide it, and of course the card would be on there. You wouldn't see it spinning like that. That would ruin the magic there. Mine doesn't work very well. It kind of sticks from time to time. You can see it spins around. And that tells you whether your credit is approved or denied. And that, my friends, is pretty much the components of the game. Let's go ahead and show you the setup. We're going to go ahead and do a quick little 2-player. So we'll go ahead and take yellow and red off of here. We're going to place these off to the side. Each player is going to grab one of their plastic cards, and these ones are going to go out of the game. Okay. Each player is given a shopping list. That's very important. Okay. Everyone also starts off with $1,000 each. And then on top of that, you're going to flip over the top card in each one of these stores. Let me go ahead and flip them this way. That way you can see them here. Okay. That way you know the prices of each of the items in each one of the stores. Let me go ahead and show you what one of these looks like. So you can see right here in this furniture store, there's the items that are in that store and the prices and how much it's going to cost you to get that item. Okay. Put that face up like so. All right. And that's pretty much a setup. That's all you need is $1,000. You make sure you get your plastic card and you turn over all the top cards in all the stores. That's a setup. That's it. Very, very simple. Okay. Now the object of the game is you're trying to fulfill your list, and the toughest part is being debt-free. You want to be debt-free. It's easy to go through the list and purchase stuff, but getting debt-free is the hard part in this game. Because in this game, it's not like there's a lot of areas for you to make money in this game. You can spend, but it's really hard to make money in this game. So you have the beginning space, which is payday. All right. Every time you land on or pass it, just like Go and Monopoly. But in this case, you get $300 instead of $200. Okay, so every time you pass it or land on it, you get $300. If you owe any debt at that time, just say you are $50 in debt, and you have $50 right here, and you pass payday, you'd have to pay a 10% interest due. So you'd have to pay $5. Or if you had $100, then you have to pay $10, and so on. That's pretty much it on that when you pass the payday. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the spaces here. As you see, there's all sorts of, every time you go into a store, they have each item as a list on here. Okay, so each one of these items is on the list. Okay, which is cool. If you land on a sale, okay, what happens there is you are allowed to change the prices in either one of the stores, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, or all 5 of them. So if you land on that, you go, yay. And what happens is, if you want, say you want to change the prices here, you would place this face up under here, and you flip this over. And there you go. Now the prices have changed in that department store, and now there are the new prices in that store. That's if you land on the sale prices. If you land on the window shopping, you're pretty much just merely just stopping and looking in the window. Nothing happens. It's like a free space. You also see the sales on the outside too. So these count just the same as if you're in the store. This is just an entry. This space is just, if you want to enter into here, that's just an entryway. That just tells you after you land on here, then you start going in here. Take a bargain finder card. These are these cards here that can help you out along the way. See, some of these say back 2 spaces instead of spinning. So maybe you were trying to go for that refrigerator and you went too far. You know, sometimes this might actually help. Then you have the special sales. Now, these are good cards here where it says $150 off any item. So play as you buy. So as soon as you buy it, that's when you spend it. Here's another one for $50 off any item. Here's one for $200 off any item. So these cards can come ahead and these are very, very good. Pretty much go ahead, go back, and a couple money, I think, yeah, you get some money off. I think that's pretty much what these cards are all about, okay? The events cards. These are ones in the corners here. As you can see, events, events, and events. You grab an events card, and some of these are good, some of them are not good. Like car insurance, free auto repairs. Because there is one of these spaces on the board right here where it says auto repairs, pay $50 times the spinner. So you'd have to spin it. I got 3 times 50. It would cost you $150 unless you have this free car insurance card. Then you can go ahead and say, nope, I am insured. And then you don't have to pay it. Cancel an opponent's payday. Woo, that is a big one right there. So some of these are good, some of them are not good. Let's see here. We got go to payday. That's an awesome one. Win $500 in the lottery. So that would really help you out. This is probably the best card in there. Rich Uncle pays off all your credit debts now. That would be huge, especially if you just finished your list. Then you'd automatically win right there. Send any opponent back to the restaurant. We got, send all opponents to window shopping, that kind of thing. Interest due. Everyone who owes money in their charge accounts must pay now. So that's not a good card. But it seems like a lot of these are pretty much good cards, except for wait in a long checkout line, lose your next turn. But most of these, I'd say about 98% of them are actually pretty good. Okay, and that's the event cards. Now, what you do is when you buy an item, you would check it off your list. So if I bought an armchair, I'd go ahead and check that off, and I'm good to go. I do not have to buy another one. Now, a couple little hints here is now, as I said earlier, there's 2 different department stores and 2 different furniture stores. The items that are darker brown, let you know those are the bargains in this store. Because if you look right here, see the kitchen set, you can see it's darker brown. You see the kitchen set is $600 here. Now, if you look at the other furniture store, you will see that the kitchen set over here is $650. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're shopping, is these darker brown ones are actually the bargains in this store. That way you're not having to go, what, look around. This kind of gives you a hint as to how these start. Now, say this price changed over here. Let's just say if they ever go up above that. See, now the kitchen set is $700. And say if you change it again, now it's $625. It's still cheaper than that. $675, $600. Let's see if any of these didn't ever go down. See, now the kitchen set's $450. So that's a little hint that you might not know that's in the instruction booklet, and a lot of people probably don't even see it, is that's why there's 2 different shades of brown in these areas. The darker brown kind of lets you know, hey, this is a bargain. This is going to be the cheapest price you're going to find it at. But you might not be lucky enough. You might not be able to land on that item, but you might land on it over here, so you might have to pay a couple extra bucks to get it over on this side instead of having to try to go all the way back over here to get it. You might not have that time to do it. Okay. The red spaces these are the spaces you don't want to. These are the ones that actually get you. Like the restaurant, pay $10 times a spinner. I already went over the auto repairs. Hunger strikes, go back to the restaurant. Go back to the restaurant. Doctor's office, charity. It's your best friend's birthday, advance to the gift shop, that kind of thing. And here's the gift shop, pay $10 times a spinner. Okay, so those are the spaces you want to try to go get away from. The pink spaces, pretty much either go back in this space in the furniture store or draw an events card. So it kind of gives you a choice as to which thing you want to do. You also have, which is a really great one, is the tag sale. I believe there's only one of those in this whole board. Yep, I think that's the only one, which is right before you turn over to payday. This, you get to pick up any item for 10 times the spinner. So if I spun 2, I'd only have to pay $20 for whatever item that is. So that is a huge, huge, huge space right there if you're lucky to land on it. And if you want to use the credit card, say you don't have enough money when you land on the stove, and you really need the stove and it's $425 and you just don't have the money for it, you can charge it. Say you're the green player, you landed on stove, you really want it, you're going to take your plastic card here, you're going to place it right here, and just like old school OG, you're going to go ahead and do this. It'll tell you credit approved. So that means you're approved. You would actually check off that item on your checklist, and this was $425. You would put $425 right down here. But it's really cool. You just kind of set it on there. Oops. See, mine kind of sticks a little bit. Credit approved. And then there's times when you can do it, and it'll say credit not approved. So it's a 50-50 chance whether you're approved or not. Depends on the mighty, mighty plastic card. 1,000 is your credit limit. You cannot go beyond 1,000 on your credit card. Once you do that, then there's something called the financial disaster. Let's just say you are out of money. You have no more credit limit. You have no more money. Okay, you're pretty much full in debt and you can't do anything. Now, this is what happens during the course of play. You may not intentionally borrow more than 1,000 in cash. Obviously. The situation may arise, however, when you are forced into borrowing more to either pay a bill or an interest due charge. If this happens, you are in a financial disaster. Immediately, the bank lends you the amount needed. It's always in multiples of 100. Okay. Pay the amount due on the bill or interest due payment that puts you over the $1,000 limit. Give your shopping list to an opponent to hold. Your opponent adds the new charge to the previous loan on your shopping list on the space provided. Now, the new charge, anything over 1,000, must be paid back to the bank before you can enter a store or buy an item. As a player in financial disaster, you may spin the spinner on your turn and move your pawn along the outside track only. You do not have to pay any penalty payments if you land on auto repair, restaurant, charity, and so on. You do have to pay the interest charges at payday and when the interest due event card is shown. When you pay off the new charge, anything over 1,000, your shopping list is returned to you and you may return to your normal game. Okay? But you cannot trade cards, you cannot sell cards. There's none of that stuff. There is none of that in this game. Okay, so there's no borrowing money from other players. And that is the financial disaster. So I wanted to go over that as well. Because obviously that will definitely probably happen in this game. Just because, like I said, there's not too many areas to make money in this game. But there is a lot of spending. The only caveat is the pet shop. You see you have 2 department stores, 2 furniture stores. You buy the item, you're good to go. You'll see in the pet shop, it says pet number 1 and pet number 2. You cannot buy 2 of the same pet. So you can see here these are the different pets you can buy. You have the cats, the dogs, the fish, the lizard, the parrot, and the rabbit. You cannot buy 2 of the same. So that's the only thing you got to keep in mind is if you buy a cat the first time, you cannot buy a cat a second time. You must buy another pet. So as long as you have 2 different pets, you're good to go. Okay? And that, my friends, is the game. That's all it really is. You're going around the board trying to fulfill your shopping list. But the biggest thing is being debt-free. As soon as you have everything on your list done and you're debt-free, you are the winner. And that, my friends, is Bargain Hunter. So let's head on over to the game room, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on Bargain Hunter. You know, this is actually a pretty cool little game. You're not too sure about it on the cover. You kind of figure, okay, is this going to be a good game or not? I don't know. But I went ahead and I purchased it, and I wish I could remember how much I bought it for. I really don't remember. I don't know if I bought this at... I don't know. I really can't remember. Usually I'm pretty good about remembering where I bought these things. Maybe it was in a lot. Maybe it was a part of a lot. That might have been what it was. That's why I don't know. Because there was a few lots that I bought while I was in California where people were just trying to, here you go, for $50, take them all kind of thing. And I've done that. That might have been involved in this. I do like that it's similar to Mall Madness, where you're going in a mall, you have a shopping list, you're trying to get all this stuff. Of course, Mall Madness has the electronic thing telling you, go to the store, go to this, go to that, where this has just a general spinner. I like the credit card machine, even though I wish mine worked a little better. I like the concept of it is cool. Just mine really kind of sticks and doesn't work very well. So I mean, maybe I'll look into trying to find a better one if there is any out there. But let me know if you have the game. Let me know if your credit card machine does the same thing. Mine really sticks really bad, and it doesn't really smoothly kind of spin the bottom whether you're approved or not. It just doesn't really seem to work very well. But anyhow, yeah, I like the way the game is. I do like that. You know, you might have one or two items left on your shopping list, and you can see the prices on each one of the stores because the lists are open, you know, they're face up. But the other players might know that as well, and they know that if you're right down the home stretch, they can actually land on one of those spaces to change the prices at a store, and who knows, that might help you. Maybe the price might go lower and might go higher. The hardest thing in this game is trying to win the game because, yeah, getting the shopping list is taken care of is the easy part. The hard part is not being in debt to win the game. Because it's not like there's a plethora of money being thrown at you in this game. Yes, you go past payday, you get the $300, but there's not much, making money in this game. It's all about spend, spend, spend in this game. So it's really tough to get in that no debt zone where, you know, like I said, the list is very easy, pretty much easy to get around and get that. It's going to take a little time to do it, but just getting out of debt, that is the key to this game. So you really have to go for the bargains in this game as much as you can. And that will definitely help you out in the long run. But even then, I mean, some of those big ticket items, unless you get one of those cards that give you a discount, $150 off, $200 off, that really helps in the game too. In this game, every dollar counts in this game. And so yeah, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. This is definitely a thumbs up game. If you can find it, get it. It is fun, and it shouldn't cost you very much at all to find this game. It's not one of those games that's outrageously priced. You should be able to find it at a decent price, even in thrift stores. There have been some thrift stores I found it. And now that when I took this out and reminded me of the credit card machine, I think next time I see one, I'll have to maybe open it up and see if it works better. And I'll buy it just for that. So that way I can replace that one. But anyway, well, thank you so much for watching. That's my review of Bargain Hunter. As always, let me know down below whether you have the game or you don't have the game. Never heard of the game? Maybe you don't like the game. Let me know down below. I always love reading the comments, and I always try to respond when I can. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and happy shopping.